You are?
I never won it.
Cargo place. What Tasha's dad used to do. So.
Do you want?
What's one of you like the fart?
Online services on the subscription mode. This was an $8 million opportunity for 3 years relationship and has knocked out .NET, WebSphere, VA and the likes. For a solution to enable their dealers spread work to interact with their customers. This solution is the largest single implementation in the world. And listen.
Then they run back and they were doing that for 15 years. And that was okay for a lot of games and that sort of stuff. And then we did that first, and we went on to do that. And we went up
I don't know how I got here all one.
down on the dunes back down to go. And we actually went up and poured that ball out. We need to have it here on the stopped at places and we put massive.
Where it is, trust me. It's just a little too
Then
far.
you need
Where's the truck? Thank you. Where did you get the trolley from?
Just up top of the Pan Pacific there, there's trolleys out front that make runs to the guard or to the Stanley Park. It doesn't take too long driving as long as traffic isn't hard.
Any if I can just have it.
So we don't need any tickets.
No, that's fine. Thank you very much. See you at 4 o'clock? Please, thank you.
Thank you. Come on, let's make sure the trolley bus in front of us.
Yeah, come on.
Apparently she's allowed to with ministers and friends.
Does she work here? Who?
Sogna?
She works at the hospital.
English girl from Leeds.
I was just called.
Sorry. Or she just pay.
One side. Oh,
As well, don't you get him? Yeah.
you go to 2 times to buy a couple of seals and then small children.
Well,
Is the light shining off my forehead?
it does.
For the first Jess sale.
Lovely, thank you very much.
Oh, lovely. Does she work here then, does she? Yep. She wasn't lying to us then?
Thank you.
Andy? Piles. Oh, hello, Andy. Hello, darling.
Like an enemy. I'll tell you what, I'm jumping.
That's like the Elizabeth Taylor pool in Constantine. There's a pool with here in Cornwall.
It's about that big.
It's about this big in this colour. And it's absolutely gorgeous.
Best part of family holiday.
Yeah.
We used to go swimming. No, this is Tasha's and our first ever holiday together in Cornwall. All I remember when I was, we came back. It was just a freak weather for 2 weeks. And we found this rock like that. We used to go swimming all through there.
We used to go to Cornwall, when the kids were younger, we took them out of school before half term. We used to go to Cornwall the week before the spring half term, didn't we? And we used to go to a place called Henry. And And we got lucky once, the weather was just fantastic.
I'm going to go outside before it rains.
We've been joined by Candace now. Let's give Candace a big round of applause. Reason being,
Get it quick, out the toilet, she's going to
working
scream.
with Spinnaker, and without Candace, it's me talking. That's not nearly as exciting as being able to watch Spinnaker in action as well. The true star of the show, of course, is Spinnaker. Spinnaker is a 16-year-old male Pacific white-sided dolphin. It's a species of dolphin commonly found off the coast of British Columbia, and a dolphin that's known for their acrobatics. What we're going to have the opportunity to learn and discover today is the hows and whys of training. Now, oftentimes when you come to an aquarium such as this one, you see the animals doing these fantastic behaviors. Perhaps you wonder to yourself, how do they ask them to do that? Well, that's what we're going to get the opportunity to discover today. Reason being that we train the animals. Part of it's for animal care, to provide them with good exercise, to challenge them, to stimulate them. But part of it is also to give you the opportunity to get to know them just a little bit better. And hopefully you'll have the chance to do just that during this upcoming session. What we're going to do first is we're going to give you the opportunity to see a finished behavior, one that Spinnaker knows how to do, and one that we're pretty sure you'll enjoy watching. Judging from your oohs and ahs, we guessed correctly. Watching Spinnaker do these fantastic dolphin leaps is something I never tire of. I've seen him probably do 1,000 or more, and because he seems to enjoy it, it is so fun to watch. I'll let you in on a little secret. Prior to coming here, Spinnaker was at an aquarium in Japan for about 10 years. And at this aquarium, he had a very different role from here. He didn't participate in the shows like he is here. Here, of course, he's the star of the show. So for the 10 years he was in that aquarium, he didn't leave the water once. So that was a big challenge for the staff on this side of the Pacific to gain his trust and to reteach him how to do these natural-based behaviors. It didn't happen overnight, of course. Lots of steps involved in training. One of the first ones is to develop a positive relationship with an animal, one where they learn to trust you and where they know they're going to have a little bit of fun as well. And then to start with some very basic behaviors, targeting, touching the tip of their snout to the palm of our hand, then challenging them a little more. Each time they do that right behavior, lots of positive reinforcement. At the beginning, primarily food, to let them know what a good job they were doing. Now, as the steps progressed and we finally teach Spinnaker to do those fantastic dolphin leaps, he seemed to be so excited and having so much fun that he did 20 or 30 in a row. In fact, we couldn't get him to stop doing those fantastic dolphin leaps, and that's one of the ways that we know he's enjoying himself. So lots of energy from Spinnaker this afternoon. Candace has to be very happy with those dolphin leaps, getting nice and high out of the water, coming up in just the right spot, and then finishing with a bang as well. Now, when Candace is working on new behaviors with Spinnaker, she's always following a set of criteria. There's a certain checklist of things that she wants to see Spinnaker do. Reason being is a number of reasons. First of all, we want each trainer to be working with Spinnaker in the same way for consistency so he doesn't get confused. But also, lots of the times when we're teaching these animals new things, we need to do so in a very safe way. Now, watching Spinnaker do those leaps is fantastic, but sometimes dolphins get a little over-enthusiastic, and there is a chance that he could do them in a bad place in the exhibit where it's more shallow or too close to the dock. So we actually have to teach him exactly where we want him to do these things. And that's why there is a set of criteria that the trainers come up with in their minds before they even begin working on a new behavior with Spinnaker. Now, Candace has brought out a new tool. It's called a target pole. It's a very important training tool. The first thing the animal targets on is our hand. But of course, if you want them to come high up out of the water or do something removed from the dock, like that high bob, your hand isn't going to quite cut it. You can't get it out into the exhibit far enough. So the next thing that the animals learn is to focus their attention on the white part of the target pole. Now Candace is asking Spinnaker, to come straight up out of the water and touch his snout just like he did to the very tip of his target pole. Once he does that, of course, positive reinforcement. And once we learn what the animals like, we can give them different types of reinforcement other than just food.
Back of the bank.
Now Candace is working on a new behavior with Spinnaker. It's called a tail up. And the first thing she has to teach Spinnaker is the hand signal for the tail up. And when she does that, which is the 2 fingers across her body, that's the hand signal. You or I can give that hand signal to Spinnaker till we're blue in the face. He won't do it for us. He knows who has access to that red bucket of food. But she gives him the hand signal, and then while teaching him this new behavior, she'll use the target pole to guide his attention. She'll take that target pole, stick it down under the water, his snout follows the target pole, and eventually he just hangs upside down in the water. We're beyond that step right now. You can see that she's not even using the target pole, and what she's looking for Spinnaker to do is to come nice and straight out of the water. Don't be flailing and balancing all over the place, and also to do this for just a certain length of time. So that's her set of criteria that she's developed prior to teaching him this behavior. And it looks like today he's doing a pretty good job. Now, when we're working on these behaviors, there's something that you can watch and listen for. That's the hand signal. Watch how Spinnaker does the behavior. Nice and straight out of the water. Oh, but at the very last second, he kind of just fell over to one side. So you didn't hear a whistle on that particular tail up. That whistle signals to Spinnaker that he's done it in exactly the right way and that he can come back to Candace for more of that positive reinforcement. Now, the difficult task of the trainers is to know exactly when to stop working on a new behavior. Of course, we want to keep things fun for Spinnaker, so Candace has to be able to gauge just exactly when we've done enough. And because Spinnaker's doing so well this afternoon, looks like we're going to have the opportunity to see him do it a couple of times. Now, I know myself, I get anxious. I see that tail coming up out of the water. He's holding it, but he's falling over at the same time, so I know that's not the one she's looking for. He might drift a little bit far from the dock. He might waver and flop from side to side. That was a good one. And there you heard the whistle. He comes back to Candace and gets all types of reinforcement. Now, I mentioned that food is a primary type of reinforcement. Most of the animals at the aquarium respond to food. But something else that's fun for Spinnaker is a session with this water polo ball. Now, judge for yourselves the level of enthusiasm he uses when retrieving this water polo ball. He shoots it up high into the air. Sometimes he drops it down to the depths of the exhibit, and he usually brings it right back into the hands of me or the trainer, and then we toss it out there again. So this is something Spinnaker enjoys to do, so we can use this as a play, as a type of reinforcement. Now, I want you to pay close attention to how Spinnaker's bringing this ball back, because Candace is going to work on something different today, and we'll go on to that in just a moment. But just make a mental note of how he's retrieving this water polo ball. This is his favorite type of toy. It's the most enthusiastic he's been with anything we've tossed into the exhibit, so that's how we knew that he really enjoyed playing with it. Watching him when he drags it down to the bottom is fun, and because it's a play behavior, he can take as long as he likes playing with this ball before he brings it back to Candace. But she blew that whistle, so he knows now that that part of the session is over, and he's probably going to start working on something else with her. Now, other things that Spinnaker enjoys, rubs and scratches. He enjoys getting a session with this water scoop that Candace is using right now. He's not actually swallowing that water. She's pouring it into his mouth. It's running over his teeth, his tongue, his gums, and he really seems to enjoy it. And how we know this is by reading his body language and paying very close attention to him. Each time Candace fills that scoop full of water, what does he do? He greets her with his mouth wide open, saying, yes, please, I'd like another tongue massage. So that's what the trainers are always watching for, to see exactly what Spinnaker responds to in a positive way, and then use that to their advantage in training. So we saw how Spinnaker brought that yellow water polo ball back. What Candace is working on with Spinnaker is this is called a retrieval. This is a trained behavior, not a play behavior. So she wants Spinnaker to wait for the hand signal, which is the point, to go directly to the ball and push it directly back to her, not lifting it high out of the water, not doing all these crazy zigzags around the pool. Now Candace explained to me why they're hoping to do this. Eventually they'd like to leave a number of different toys in the exhibit for Spinnaker to play with, but they want him to be able to bring them back himself. Basically clean up his exhibit prior to a show. We can't have all these things floating around during the show. It could distract him, possibly even cause injury during a show. So basically it's like tidying up your room before you go out to play. So that's what we're eventually going to work on with Spinnaker. Eventually Candace will be able just to give him the hand signal. He'll go out there, pick up the different toys, and bring them right back to Candace. Now it looks like he did a pretty good job there. You happy with that one, Candace? Oh, he popped it up on that last one. So that's the difference. The play behavior, he can pop it up, take as long as he likes, but with the actual retrieval, when there's a hand signal, she wants it just to push him right back to her. Now this is something fun. You fun folks right here, watch out. This can get a little splashy. When Candace uses this very long target pole, it means some big acrobatics for Spinnaker, and things sometimes get splashy. Now imagine if you want to focus Spinnaker's attention right to the center of the exhibit. We certainly can't use our hand. We can't use that short little target pole. So we have this long target pole. Candace taps the surface of the water. That's exactly where Spinnaker came out of the water, and that's exactly where he landed on the water with that nice big slapping sound and a huge spray of water. And that was also another great demonstration of dolphin acrobatics. Now, how many people enjoyed learning the hows and whys of training this afternoon? Yeah? Well, I'm glad to hear it. We like sharing this information with you, but we also want to give you one more chance to see a polished behavior, just to see what training can result in. So, whenever you're ready, Candace. Voila! Pretty amazing, eh, folks? That's a big wave goodbye from Spinnaker. So on behalf of Candace, myself, and Spin, thank you for joining us for this 1 o'clock training session. We hope you enjoyed learning the hows and whys of training, and we hope you had fun watching it as well. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Enjoy your afternoon.
Looking forward to us coming home tomorrow then.
Now, if you have any questions about Spinnaker, the training that goes on here, or even other animals at the aquarium, please come and chat with me. My name's Kayla. I'll be right up here for a few moments. We also encourage you to visit Spinnaker from underwater when he's in the main part of the pool. Lots of fun to watch. There's stairs that will take you down at the far side of the Red Bridge, and there's stairs in an elevator inside the main building. And if you'd like to see a different type of show with Spinnaker, come right back here for 2:30. Hopefully we'll wow and amaze you again. Thanks for joining us, everyone, and have a great day.
Just see if Daddy's here.
Sounds like a burp. Whoa, babe.
chunky one. Take some real pictures.
Estrella o yo estoy. ¿Has hecho qué?
Ja, immer so ein Nicken mit dem Kopf so, ne?
Câu cá.
See the little fish. Tell me where we're supposed to meet them in about 15 minutes.
¿Ah, sí?
Get him here, Andrew. I see him, he's got his right back into the tank and the shrimp.
Está haciendo mucho calor aquí o lo que sea y no sabía.
I know, I was thinking that we had a waiting on the bus, we were going to be a little busy. Yeah. Well, I just want to remind you, you can't remind me, she didn't see the message, what's happening over there. Sí, ella se tiene mal. Probando.
See that smack he just gave?
I thought I was going to have a look at them.
Chase them.
She said when she feeds them, she explained that.
Oh, I
So it's
didn't
because
They
they
need
need
to know how
to
much
know
they've fed
exactly
them.
how much they're eating. And if they
right.
throw stuff in, sometimes it just seems
Best way
It's because these don't have a blood layer, so they have to be fed a certain amount to maintain the fat.
I don't like the show.
so gorgeous.
I don't like gold for the show.
I tell you what, I'd say you've got to, but we've been to Florida a fair few times, and there's only one place that's worth going to Florida, it's SeaWorld, and we would go as adults to go and see it.
The younger ones will obviously want to do something.
They put on 5 or 6 of those 20-foot pieces.
I think I'm going to go down under your head. You guys go get back.
You make the boys go in the back. What way do you want?
There you go, that's two.
Andy, you go in the middle.
I can only be at the back. I can only be at one place.
No, I want to go by the window because I've got to do.
Oh, you mean someone's going to go by the pilot?
Oh, can I go by the pilot?
Go by the pilot. Andy does. I want to be the co-pilot.
No, I've got to do my filming.
Co-pilot next. Yeah.
Right way around, like, same as I was doing the wrong way.
Hey!
It looks like a...
Can you take that bag?
Can you take my bag? Honey, you're going to have to sit on your coat.
Just put it down on the floor.
Something.
What was that? What was that? What was that? What was that?
Just a seatbelt.
This is a self-drive hire job, isn't it?
Right, so that one's a...
That's your one.
I don't know why we're putting a seatbelt on. It won't save us if we crash.
Get in this plane.
Phil, you look bloody worried.
Oh my god. I'm scared now. I am actually scared.
Are you scared?
Yeah, I am.
What, Tash?
I am actually a bit scared.
My seatbelt won't work. What?
That's not the seatbelt.
Shut the door.
Can you hold the door, Steph?
Make sure the door is
open.
Yes,
I'm so glad I'm in the middle.
Have you ever?
Okay, everyone set their seatbelts on.
You squeeze them like that, and then you push them into your ear.
They won't get stuck in there, will they?
Then they.
Yeah, if it goes all the way through, then you got some problems.
Yeah.
Sorry, chaps.
I'm sweating. I'm glad I've got my deodorant in my hand luggage.
Go down, please.
What is there? You think I'm joking?
Windows down. Great.
Put the air conditioning on.
So have you done this before?
Trucks away, Ginger.
Oh no! Don't do stuff like that. Take your seatbelt.
Slipped out.
Oh yeah.
So what do all these knobs and things do? Do they just...
Pardon?
I don't know, I just took a couple up and here we go. Okay,
You may joke.
Where was it we wanted to go, everybody? Right to Yeah, it's an easy said.
Not a side window. I probably will end up actually holding your hand. This is
It's quite okay.
This is the...
Stop opening the door. I get sucked out. What? I can't believe these. Ginger.
Here we go.
Andy, that's the view out there.
Oh,
You don't want signal that lens.
Phil Hardy at the back there's gone very quiet.